had to. What's going on, guys? King Trats here, back with another video on the channel, and today we had to go back to the King. I just said it, I had to. I was actually at Walgreens. I had to pick up a couple of things, you know, like household items, whatever, but there's a Burger King right next to my Walgreens, and the last time I did the spicy King sandwich, yes, that's the King sandwich, that's the King sandwich, that's what they're calling it, so I'm calling it King sandwich. I didn't really like it that much, but people kept telling me I got a bad batch in my own comments, people that I associate with that have had the sandwich, so I was like, you know what? I gotta have a rematch. So we did it again, had to go back for the King sandwich. Mainly this is for me because I don't want to give them a bad take if it was just like I caught the employees on a bad day. So I'm gonna do it again. The other stuff, obviously I had to get a meal with it because I had to get a meal with it. So I got a large onion ring. We also have a 10-piece because I had mad rewards points that I just wanted to use. And you get a free Whopper if you use the app, if you buy a King sandwich. So I got a Whopper. It just turned into this. Look, I just was getting a sandwich and now I got chock full of food. But anyway, let's do what we do best and let's get into it. I feel like I always start with the regular King or any chicken sandwich. So I'm gonna keep it that way and do it what I always did. For those who don't know and you're new to the channel, I have to say this. I don't like pickles. Okay, so there's no pickles on my King. But nice bun, nice crispy King. It is large. This one looks better than my first one, so I'm hoping this King is better. Who's gonna get annoyed at how many times I say King? I'll stop. I'm just feeling goofy. But you can see how big the patty is as far as there's actually more savory sauce this time. Last time there wasn't much either. That's a better sign too. But I might have to jazz this up and fix my own King sandwich because I'm still gonna eat this. But I do like the size, again, of the actual chicken. It looks hand-breaded and it does smell delicious. So let's King this. I'm sorry, last time, I promise. What am I missing? It's still dry. Okay, look. I'm gonna get it. Okay, first impression, it still feels the same as the other one. I just feel like there's not enough sauce. I like more mayo or whatever with my sandwich. And I mean, this one is a little bit juicier. You can see it's a little bit juicier, so it is a little bit better. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna hold off for the spicy, but I need to do a couple of things to this sandwich. So give me 1 second as I fix their own sandwich. It's good. It's just, again, there's just people who do it better. That's just my opinion. I'm gonna fix this though. Hold on a second. Okay, all right, we're back. Let's fix the King. I'm gonna take one more bite just so I can like be double sure. This one isn't as bad as the other one. First, be honest about that. I just feel like it's just not as moist as the other sandwiches that they've come out with, and that's the comparison. I am not saying that this is a bad sandwich by any means. I just don't think that it belongs up there with like the massive W's. But anyway, and I think it's the lack of savory sauce or something, but again, the patties, it's not even a patty, I keep saying that, but the chicken is actually juicier other places. So we're gonna jazz this up. So we do best. Let's get some mayo. All right, got the truffle mayo, the truff mayo. I love this stuff. And I feel like we can still make this a good sandwich, but it's just a shame that we have to add stuff to it because I just feel like they could use more savory sauce or something. I don't know. So let's do what we do. All right, let's mayo this thing a little bit more. I don't want to go crazy. All right, let's move you off. But when I get chicken sandwiches, I want like this much mayo. Again, my own preference. I can't talk about anybody else's. All I know is my own. And I got this idea actually from the Red Lobster Nashville hot chicken sandwich. They put banana peppers on their chicken sandwich, and I thought it was really good. So I bought my own, and I've been doing it ever since with stuff that I make at home. I can understand why people do like the pickles. I completely get you. I feel you, because that briny taste from these adds something. I just personally don't like pickles, but as you can see, I still like pickled things, just not like the cucumber, you know, genre. All right, let's do it. And don't start spouting off different kinds of pickles. Trust me, I've been down this road, and I don't want to go back. Now let's see what we're working with. That's delicious. I just feel like they need the savory sauce. I think you can ask for it on the app for like extra. And I feel like it would just massively boost the sandwich. And again, let me get an onion ring. Husky. I completely understand why people like the pickles on their sandwich, because I get that briny taste. I do. So that's really good. As is, it's just a bit too dry, but this is very good now. I mean, when I use $20 mayo on it, you know what I mean? But still a dub. Okay. I'm more of a fan of the spicy anyway, so let's get into the spicy one. All right, the real test. The spicy. How else am I supposed to pronounce that? It's a chicken, okay? That's what it says. But I got a lot of spicy sauce on here. For me, that's a good sign. I actually like a lot. And last time I felt like it didn't have a lot or enough. So this is actually an upgrade, personally. Again, all these opinions are personally my opinion. Doesn't mean that anyone's right or wrong on how they like their stuff. See, that's more of a W patty. And you can see it's soaked up in the bottom part here. Much better. I probably should add banana peppers to this too, but I didn't add any banana peppers to the other one, so I don't think it's fair to do that and judge it. All right, chicken. The way their sauce is set up, the spicy sauce, it almost has a Nashville hot vibe, and I'm here for it. Again, my first one was nowhere near as sauced as this, and I like that it's like basically like the bun is completely. I will dunk this. I don't care. That's how I want my sandwich. Like when you make this, is what it's supposed to be. Look at the difference. Am I crazy? Is this one more moist than the other one? This is a W sandwich. Not dry at all. Much more moist. Big, nice patty. I keep calling it patty, and it's a disrespect. It is just a breast. Like, this is hand-breaded, and you can tell the difference. It is not a chicken patty. I like that spicy sauce. It almost has a Nashville hot vibe, like I said. A little oily. They didn't get it all. It feels like they only got one side, because this side doesn't have much, but that whole front side of this, like, I fixed that right up. See that? Can't even tell. That's good. All right, I'm trying the banana peppers. I just want to see. Yeah. As with almost every variation of these chicken sandwiches in the chicken wars that we've been doing, I always like the spicy variation. I know that's more of a personal preference, but I've always been more partial to it, no matter where I've gone, and this is no exception. The regular one, for me, is just like, it's good, but it's not like I wouldn't want it again. This is actually a good sandwich. And I've had some people rank their own, and they've put Burger King like in the top. I won't go that far, but it's in the conversation for top 3, 100%. It hasn't unseated the top 2. For me, at this point, I think KFC and Popeyes are like the runaways. Again, my opinion, but I keep flip-flopping with 3. I didn't like McDonald's when I first had it. I didn't really like Burger King's when I first had it. But by the second time I had McDonald's and the third time I liked it, second time, this is now in the conversation with Chick-fil-A. So, I don't know. We're going to have to do a comprehensive video again. And I might do 2 separate ones, one with regular and one with spicy. Because I feel like spicy is the one that matters for me. And it's the one that I gravitate towards. That was actually an exceptional sandwich. I won't lie about that. It still hasn't topped the 2 big dogs, though. I don't see anybody topping the big dogs, but we will do a complete comprehensive video. I just wanted to try it again and see if I was missing out on the hype. And I will be the first to admit it. I need to try everything multiple times. And this was actually better than I thought. And I stand corrected. So people who said I needed to try it again, I got a bad sandwich, you were actually right. I went to a different Burger King. This one made it better. There is no argument there. So thank you to the people that said, listen, just try the sandwich again. You were right. I'm going to finish the rest of my food, but that's the chicken sandwich part of it. We'll do a full video, but I had to do this one more time. Let's get into the rest of this food. Stay if you want. I love y'all. Let's finish the rest of this food real quick. It's been a long day. I just felt like Burger King was needed, you know, I just needed it, okay? I really just intended to get that chicken sandwich, like I said, but, you know, I order everything through apps, and I implore anybody who does, like, order food a decent amount of times to use the apps. Onion rings were free. The Whopper was free, and so were the chicken nuggets, which is just insane. So the King part, like if you order a King sandwich, then you get a free Whopper, like I said. So like I'm not gonna turn down a free Whopper. Like who turns down a free Whopper? So if you got like somebody maybe wants to get a Whopper, or you just fat like me and you want an extra one, that's a dub. Onion rings are my life. And zesty sauce, if you don't know, I'm probably the biggest fan of zesty sauce in the world. Yes, I am. This is a whole fire. Some people ask me, like, why do you like zesty sauce so much? What does it taste like? What's the difference? I think this comes from, like, the background, the upbringing. And I say it's almost like the sauerkraut thing. I love horseradish. I love that, like, that horseradish has. And zesty sauce is literally like a horseradish mayo kind of thing. Like, I taste a little bit like lemon juice. I've made my own before. Vinegar. I love it. I do. Okay. Let's make a fat sandwich. Don't laugh, my Whopper. When you don't like lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, or onions. My mom used to tell me this all the time. She's like, why do you keep getting a Whopper? Why don't you just get a Whopper Jr.? Because the patty's bigger. Like, the patty is bigger. But my Whopper be looking sad. Look at this. I know. I can't, y'all can clown me. Listen, I've been doing it since birth, man. Burger King was the fast food place that I ate at the most. I would go with my friends, and I also went with my mom because back then, have it your way wasn't really a thing at McDonald's. Like, if you asked for a Big Mac without certain things, they would be like, like audibly in the intercom. So I was like, you know what? Damn, I didn't even get a cheese, huh? I didn't even get cheese. Onion rings, though. This is what I've always done. I used to put fries in my sandwich. Burger King onion rings are always like some of my favorite. These aren't really even onion rings. They're more like somebody sat on them rings, but they're still a dub in my opinion. So it was much easier for me to go to Burger King and have it my way. McDonald's used to give me attitude, and now they don't, but back then it was more of like, they really didn't like it. It was weird, because I think it holds up their line. You gotta make it fresh, which I get, but Burger King never cared. That was their slogan, have it your way. So I'm like, bet. Have it my way. So let me get this. Tastes like a giant rodeo burger. Like, that's a W. I'm not joking. Legit a time, I would say like preteens, maybe like 12, 13. I guess 13 is not, it's technically a teenager, but we used to roll the Burger King, me and my mom, like all the time. My sister was in high school at the time, and my dad was either like working or whatever it was, so it was just like me and her. She's like, man, I don't feel like cooking. You want some damn, you want some Burger King? I never said no. I had a lot of fast food. And I still do. There's some people in the world that are like, don't eat fast food, it's not healthy. Unless you are like the beacon of health, I feel like people should just let people live. I do understand if you're a person who like lives a relatively sedentary lifestyle, or something, but I've had people that like smoke cigarettes telling me not to eat Burger King because it'll kill you. Like, what? People will eat a whole booty, but not a Whopper. Like, where do they do that at? I just find it weird. And I've been eating fast food since I was 5. I know people on the quality of the meat, and just been, and look, just because you buy organic, it doesn't mean any, like, I feel like people don't understand the organic stuff. Like, it's, if it makes you feel better to eat it, if you feel like you're like a big, like, then do it. But a lot of times organic is a finesse, like the actual system of organic food. They only have certain requirements. It's kind of a bit of a con. But at the end of the day, I will never judge somebody because of their eating. And I say this to most, like if you go to the doctor, you get checkups, everything's good, live your life. Like, just live your life. I used to eat fast food every day. Some people eat fast food multiple times a day. If you're happy and you're healthy, then do it. Don't let anybody tell you how to live your life. Why can't I get a whole onion? There we go. That's a bonus ring. That's a dub. But that's the way I look at it. Like, who am I to tell you whatever? And same thing with like the diet drinks. Yes, I drink diet soda. Not something I drink every day, but I do drink like sugar-free drinks on a daily basis. And it's always like the one person that'll be like, you know, oh, don't drink diet soda because it can cause health issues. And it's actually an unfounded statement. I'm not going to act like I know it all, but like they have done tests, and the tests weren't on humans, were the rats, and they fed them a ridiculous ratio of sucralose or artificial sweeteners, or saccharin, aspartame. And sometimes they develop side effects, but I would have to be having a lot more for it to even be adverse. And it's the same thing. There's traces of arsenic in like bananas. Like, a lot of times people don't know that kind of stuff, and I'm not saying whether it's bad or good, but you ever watch the show My Strange Addiction? If you didn't, let me fill you in what My Strange Addiction was. If you did, you're like, oh yeah, that show's crazy. Which it was. So in My Strange Addiction, it was literally about people that had, vices, addictions that were, for lack of better word, strange. But, for example, there was a woman who ate VapoRub, like the Vicks, jars of it. She would hide jars all over the place and eat jars of VapoRub. And people kept telling her, listen, you can't, you're gonna get sick, you're poisonous, you're not supposed to eat it. It's a lot more of a health risk, true. And this woman was like, all right, take me to the doctor. If I'm sick and they tell me it's bad, I'll stop. So he took her to the doctor. She got a complete panel done, everything. They couldn't find a thing wrong with this woman. She was like, give my vapor rub. And the doctor's like, you can get sick. And the woman was like, I don't care. You get what I'm saying? Like, my point is, every person is different. Every human is different. Really, every living thing is different. But you can take 10 people. I'll even make the sample size smaller. You can take 2 people. Give them the exact same diet, the exact same lifestyle, the exact same environment, everything. One person can end up being completely healthy, and one person will end up being sick. And no one really knows why. Yes, genetics and predisposition, you can be more inclined to have things, but I mean like 100% unequivocally, like A plus B equals C every single time, is what I'm saying. Yes, there are things where you can put yourself at a higher risk. Obesity leads to heart disease, things like that. But it is not black and white. There are people out there who are obese that have no health problems. Your risk factors are higher. Yes. But that is still not an exact science. It is just more percentages. You get what I'm saying? And there are also people out there who are not obese. BMI chart, all that. I'm obese according to the BMI chart. And I have like a little bit of abs, and they have health problems, high blood pressure, cholesterol. You don't necessarily know. All you can try to do is the best you can. So if you're doing things and you're more predisposed to it, and the doctor says, listen, like, you're on your way, you might want to make some changes. But if you're doing things in your life, I would never recommend anybody don't exercise or things like that. But if you're doing things in your life and you're perfectly fine, health-wise, then do you. It's the same reason why people have gluten tolerances or things like that. Everybody is different. So when people say, oh, how'd you do this? Or, oh, I do this, like, don't follow this person or that person. It can lead to issues sometimes when you don't realize it. Or it can lead to non-issues, even mentally. So, I just wasted my last zesty sauce. Oh, I'm not kidding. I have like 3 and I'm cool. But it's not an exact science, man. My grandmother, may she rest in peace, she smoked cigarettes all the way up until her final days. Never had any issues. None. Then you have another person around somebody with secondhand smoke, and then they have issues, which could have been caused by the smoke. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. Just like I'm sure we all have that one friend that has the worst diet ever, and they're healthy as a horse, and not only that, they're like shredded. So, you gotta do what works for you. And Whoppers worked for me. Did I jump rope for like 45 minutes before this? Yep. After I lifted weights? Yep. But it doesn't mean anything. I mean, calorically I'm okay, but still could be healthy. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I've done, and some people, there's new people, and thank you, I love you guys, but some people may not know this, but I get blood panels regularly. It's an occupational hazard at this point. Like, I'm still going to be on top of it, because if there becomes an issue, eating challenge-wise, I'm going to have to scale back. But I'm still on top of it. And I've only done this once on camera, but nobody sees the disgusting pureed veggies and shit. It's just so nasty. Oh, so bad. I think I've done it once on camera. I don't want to even shout out the brand stuff, but they have like super green, super foods type of things, and you can have multivitamins. That's the stuff I gotta have when I eat stuff like this. I would not recommend anybody do it. I am making content. It is different. So it's a choice that I made. But I still have to make sure I get my fiber and all the vitamins and stuff that I don't get from this. And that means drinking disgusting shakes because I don't like vegetables. But before I was making content, I was still doing that because I don't like vegetables. It's not like I stopped eating vegetables because I came here. But, I mean, I did eat like 1.5 pounds of broccoli yesterday and like 4 pounds of peppers, like 2 pounds of cauliflower. But I feel it. End of the day, do you live your life if you're not hurting anybody, including yourself? Be happy. And let me eat my Whopper. With the zesty. But again, before I go, that is not a license to do whatever you want. I said hurting anybody, including yourself. And if you end up at the doctor and they tell you your blood pressure's high, or they tell you, listen, do something about it. And if you're more predisposed, just watch out, because you don't want to damage your health or anything in the long run. And as much as people watch these meals and you know, they watch the Burger King, nobody cares when I'm eating, like, you know, just some freaking, like, broccoli and rice, you know. But I still do eat it. And even on days that I eat stuff like this, there's still stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And maybe one day I'll make a video. I know a lot of people want to see that stuff, but, you know, this content is much easier for me to make because there's no editing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to make a ton of editing stuff. So it's just a lot, like, I can just upload it. And, like, after this, I have to continue, and I'm going to have to go back to work. You know what I mean? It's early for me because it's only, like, 9 o'clock. So I still have stuff to do. And I try to make as much videos as I can in my spare time, but maybe if this thing grows to the point that I'm, like, doing content more full-time, then, you know, we'll do more of that stuff. But I'm just trying to vibe. And I try to tell it. I say it in spoken word if you do watch the videos. But anyway, I got to get back to work after I take my dogs out because it's been a torrential downpour all day. But I love y'all. We'll be back. Kitchen, I got more reviews and stuff, and I got a lot of stuff to get through. We'll get through it. Appreciate y'all. We'll be back ASAP. I love y'all. The hand signs made it to YouTube.